During your time as Prime Minister, China issued a now infamous list of 14 grievances targeting Australia's domestic laws and sovereign decisions. What should that list tell us about the nature of PRC coercion and the kinds of values it seeks to undermine in democracies?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think fundamentally it demonstrates that the CCP fundamentally has a problem with representative democracies, and there are some irreconcilable differences between an authoritarian regime in China, as much as an authoritarian regime in Russia or Iran, for that matter, and the activities of free and open states. Late Prime Minister Abe, who Ambassador know well and I knew well also, spoke of a free and open Indo-Pacific. That is a threat and a challenge to regime security in China. And I think we have to be clear-eyed about this and not pretend that there is somehow that this is going to be resolved through discussion. Discussion is fine, engagement is good, it's better than the alternative. But if we think that that is going to produce a change in the mindset in Beijing about what their objectives are, then we're frankly kidding ourselves. So you worked to coexist, to avoid conflict. That requires deterrence and a wide-eyed appreciation of what the Chinese state is all about. At every point, even the most moderate of their leaders, like Jiang Zemin, were very clear about the fact that even when they entered most favoured nation status, they still said amongst to their officials that the West, and particularly the United States, is still looking to see us destroy our socialist system. They won't change. So we have to deal with that reality.
What advice would you give to leaders of other countries who are facing something like this?
I think the first one is to know what you believe in and why your country believes that, and you know what your red lines are. I mean, those 14 points that of grievances that they tabled, I remember I tabled them at a G7 meeting in Carbis Bay to all the G7 leaders. It was a G7 plus meeting. And I asked the simple question, which of you would relent on any of these points? And the answer was none. These are just the simple behaviours of transparent representative democracies with market-based economies. And so know that you believe those things, keep investing in those things and understand what the red lines are that are produced by holding those beliefs. The other thing I would say is make sure that you're building your internal resilience to coercion, and that you mentioned in your opening remarks, Mr. Chairman, that a whole of society approach is necessary. I completely 100% agree. And our response dealt with everything from interference in our political system through ensuring that we kept an open mic for free speech in our parliaments and media and so on. You need to build the internal resilience, and that means an appreciation of the potential threat. And that is somewhat in jeopardy in Australia. Most recently, the Lowy Institute completed a survey, which for the first time in quite a number of years, there is a greater value on the economic partnership with China than concerns about the security threat, and I'll table that for the committee. That is an objective of the CCP, that Western democracies will go to sleep on the threat. And that's why I think the work that your committee is doing here, the work, and I'd stress the bipartisan work that is done by this committee, and